Everyone's heard the classic love story of Cristiano Ronaldo and Georgina Rodríguez. She was working at a Gucci store. He walked in, their eyes met, and boom, fairy tale romance. But what if that iconic moment never actually happened? According to her former colleague Pablo Boone, this Cinderella story might be more fiction than fact. Boone, who says he worked with Georgina at the time, dropped the bombshell on the Spanish show Tardy AR. He claimed, "I was there. And no, it wasn't some magical coincidence. They already knew each other." According to him, the whole Gucci story is just a clever marketing move. So where did they actually meet? Boone says it was at Madrid's exclusive Opium nightclub. Not exactly the place you'd expect a shy shopgirl to cross paths with one of the most famous athletes on the planet. And it gets even juicier. He adds that Georgina was already part of that nightlife scene, previously linked to other public figures like Santana and actor Miguel Angel Silvestre. Now, here's where things really shift. Boone suggests that Georgina was never just a regular girl caught in a fairy tale. He says she was already familiar with the world of celebrities and luxury long before Ronaldo came into the picture. In another interview on the show Fiesta, he went as far as to say, "If it hadn't been Cristiano, it would have been someone else." Yikes. Boone also claims that Ronaldo's team worked hard behind the scenes to shape a more polished, relatable story for Georgina's image. According to him, there's even photographic proof of those earlier encounters, but those never saw the light of day because, well, a love story that starts in a designer store just sells better. Now, whether or not all of this is true, who knows? But it sure puts a new spin on one of the most publicized romances of the last decade. One thing's for sure though, they've been going strong for almost 10 years now, raising a beautiful family of 5 kids together, with Georgina giving birth to 2 of them. Also, since meeting Ronaldo, Georgina has skyrocketed to influencer stardom with nearly 67 million Instagram followers and a long list of global brand deals. Not bad, right? Well, the whole Cinderella story isn't exactly new in the celebrity world. Just look at Matt Damon and his wife Luciana. One day, she's behind the bar serving drinks, and the next, she's married to a Hollywood star.
I mean, I think I just got lucky. I married, the right person, and I'm happy.
For years, it was Matt Damon who was the one telling the story of how he met his wife, Lucy. She was working at the bar, and he spotted her across a crowded room. Suddenly, he knew that she was going to be the woman he was going to marry. It sounds super corny and almost impossible, right? The idea of love at first sight is only something you really read about in romance novels. However, Lucy has a different version to share of that magical night that happened way back in 2003. She's always been very private, letting her husband take the spotlight for most interviews, but for an exclusive interview to Vogue Australia, she decided to dish on all the details of what her life is like being friends with other celebs. Best friends, in fact, with the Hemsworths, and the real story of how her fantastical Hollywood romance blossomed. "I was working as a bartender in South Beach, and he was shooting a movie there, and the crew ended up in the bar one Saturday night. Matt's story is that he saw me across the room and there was a light on me. And I'm like, yeah, it was a nightclub. There were lights everywhere," she joked. When the actor started to get recognized amongst everyone else at the bar, he was swarmed by fans asking for pictures and autographs. Naturally, the fans got a little out of hand since they'd all been drinking. So Matt did the first thing he could think of. He jumped behind the bar and hid from the crowd. Then he saw Lucy and said that he really wanted to talk to her. So I put him to work with me. I said, if you're going to be back here, you can't just be standing there. He had trained as a bartender for a film years before, so he started making drinks. Lucy happily shared. It should be surprising that Matt made a bucket load of tips. Not that he needs them, let's be honest, but everyone wanted to be served by him. Lucy remembered it was a really fun night. And, 18 years later, here they are. At the time, Lucy was raising her daughter Alexia, who was only 4 years old at the time. As a single mom, something she says was one of the things that attracted Matt to her. The connection was instant, and they were both very comfortable with each other. At the end of the night, Matt invited her to join him and his friends to go to the beach, but she declined. She told him that she had to go home to her 4-year-old daughter, and his response shocked her. He said, "I love that you're a mom and that's your priority." Lucy shared. She was surprised because most guys she knew would have responded differently. they would have thought that going out with a single mom makes things complicated. But for Matt, it was totally different. When you meet somebody that you have a connection with, that's just the person that you have a connection with. All the other stuff, the movie star part, wasn't really a factor. It was just Matt. To me, he's just Matt, Lucy confessed.
I have an incredible wife, that's why. So she takes all the pressure off.
Before starting her relationship with Damon, Lucy had been married to Arbello Barroso. Even though they divorced, the exes still have a great relationship with one another and co-parent their daughter. Damon also shares a good relationship with Lucy's ex-husband. In a rare interview with Star magazine, Arbello showered praise on Damon for his parenting skills. "I couldn't possibly have asked for a better stepfather for my daughter than Matt. He treats Alexia like she is his own flesh and blood. Matt has been an absolute blessing for my daughter."
You're a family man, wife, kids, holiday traditions in your house.
You know, it's for us, it's just about all being together. Like that is everyone works hard, and it's like just get everybody together at the end of the year.
2 years later, the couple said their I do's at City Hall in New York. It was a private and intimate ceremony with only their closest friends and family. They had initially planned to wed in Miami, but after a news leak about their wedding plans, the couple moved the ceremony to New York to try and keep things more private. Damon has always been one of the most secretive stars in Hollywood. He originally tried to settle the family in New York to escape the glare of cameras in Los Angeles, but he and Luciana failed to acquire a house in the Big Apple. So, the family eventually decided to settle in Los Angeles.
What's your secret to a long-lasting, healthy relationship?
Knowing when my anniversary is.
Thanks, man.
Damon and his family didn't have the same privacy they would have enjoyed in New York, but the move brought them closer to friends and family. For the most part, the actor has managed to keep his private life away from the spotlight. He shared that his marriage to Lucy was the one thing that's helped him keep his life private. "I got lucky. I fell in love with a civilian, not an actress and not a famous actress at that, because then the attention doesn't double, it grows exponentially, because then suddenly everybody wants to be in your bedroom. But I don't really give them anything," Matt confessed. Despite the secrecy, Matt and Luciana haven't been able to avoid negative rumors surrounding their marriage. In 2017, tabloids reported that the couple's marriage was on the rocks after they were spotted outside a therapist's office. As it turned out, Matt was actually there to consult with a therapist to help him deal with his father's death. In early 2021, rumors emerged once again, claiming that Matt and Luciana had grown apart during the quarantine period. A January report by The News claimed that the couple is experiencing a rocky patch, but they are working on their issues. The publication's source said, "Since isolating together, she has noticed a change in their marriage. Prior to lockdown, Matt was so romantic and hands-on, but not so much anymore. Luciana gets frustrated with him. Matt and Luciana do still love each other. They have been through rocky patches before and pulled through, so hopefully it's just a glitch." No matter what the tabloids chose to spew out, the couple are still going strong. Raising their daughters, they had another 3 daughters together, Gia, Isabella, and Stella, has been their biggest priority.
Because I was in my 40s and my wife one day woke up and was like, "We're getting tattoos." And I was like, okay. So I actually got her name. I've got her name there. And then my kids are all.
Matt and Lucy are committed to raising all their girls to feel empowered and compassionate. The thing for us has always been that we just try really hard to constantly talk about self-esteem and compassion, and hope that will carry on, says Lucy. When she was asked what the secret to a successful Hollywood marriage is, Lucy says she has no idea. "I just know I think we both feel really, really lucky to have met each other, so we don't take that for granted. It's life and marriage, so there's ups and downs, but overall it's easy and it's fun. And he's such a good dad. It's no doubt that these two have a love story that belongs in the books." We're sure that Lucy didn't wake up that morning in 2003 and think that she was going to meet Matt Damon, let alone marry him. But she did. So at least you know that you don't have to be a celebrity to marry one. Falling in love can happen anytime, anywhere, and with anyone.